Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, I've got a huge report. Over 300 million people here in America are using cell phones, and this is why we need to pay very close attention to what these bad boys are emitting and what they're doing to our bodies, to our brains, especially considering multiple studies linking them to, well, tumors in rats and mice. We also know that the 5G networks are the next latest and greatest that people are attempting to put up in a city, in a town near you. The problem is they need more of these network, go figure, more of them put up because the frequency only travels so far. We're talking thousands more of these things on a major network across America. And this is what they're attempting to do. And my theory is, and also backed by multiple studies, which I'm going to show you, this is very hazardous to our health. And people on both sides, whether you're on the left or on the right or in the middle or a moderate or whatever you are, we all need to pay attention to this particular threat. But before I get into it, I want to say, please don't forget to check out my partner at Virtual Shield, HideWithLisa.com. Right now, they're $275 a month. Very cheap, $2.75 to get a virtual private network. Something that scrambles your IP address so people like the NSA and hackers can't check out your info. So go to Virtual Shield, check that out below, and get involved. All right, so on to the broadcast. What I want to show you first is something from, well, the National Cancer Institute, a government.gov, that actually proves that, well, there could be some linkage between cell phones and cancer. Take a look straight on their website. When they were asked, why is there a concern that cell phones can cause cancer or other health problems, this is what they had to say. One of the reasons, there's three reasons, one, the other two being that there's massive amount of cell phones, but one of the main reasons included cell phones emit radio frequency energy or radio waves, a form of non-ionizing radiation from their antennas. Tissues nearest to the antenna can absorb this energy. Now they go on to show examples of studies that have done linkages between cancer and cell phones and some of the networks that are involved there, but some make links to cancer and some say it's not cancer causing, some say that it's a possible. Now here's some of the institutes that they are referencing that have done studies. One of those include the International Agency for Research on Cancer, which concluded that it is possibly carcinogenic to humans because it shows effects in rodents, meaning rodents get cancers and tumors on their brain. So it's possible that it can be carcinogenic to humans and cause cancer. Here's another one. The American Cancer Society did one, and they said there could be some cancer risk associated with radio frequency, but it merits more investigation. Here's another. The NIEHS says some evidence does conclusively link cell phones to health issues. Others go on to report, like the FCC goes on to state, nah, there's no linkage whatsoever. Needless to say, you have conflict of information. One says yes, one says no, one says maybe, one says I don't know. And that's what they're showing on, well, the National Cancer Institute.gov. Imagine what's really going on. Does this ring a bell and sound familiar to something in the tobacco industry when we were all told that tobacco didn't have any effects on your body? It didn't cause any kind of cancer. And lo and behold, later it comes out that it does, and it did, and people are impacted everywhere. Well, check out this report that gets exactly into that detail. It's on thenation.com, and it's titled, How Big Wireless Made Us Think That Cell Phones Are Safe, a Special Investigation, the Disinformation Campaign, and Massive Radiation Increase Behind the 5G Rollout. Now, I'm going to summarize this in a nutshell so you kind of get the idea, but basically it's about, and I'm going to reference my notes here, a man who sued the NEC, American company, claiming that his wife got a brain tumor and it's because of the cell phone. So he sues and goes after the telecommunications agency. The man's story ended up going viral and hitting mainstream media and media all across everywhere. So the president of the company decides to, hey, let's do a few studies on this and see if it's even a legit thing here. And he hires a guy that manipulated effects of breast implants in women and manipulated data in that to show there were no effects but he hires this guy who already was known for miscalculating and mischieving and twisting information. And basically, in a nutshell, he does tons of studies and nitpicks the ones that show to his benefit or show not showing, when in reality, more of the studies that were done showed more cancer causing link than not. Interesting. And that's a good story to read. I encourage you guys to check that out on The Nation. But that's just my summation of it. Now, here's another report I want to show you. This is on Infowars.com, titled Total Confirmation, 5G linked to cancer by more scientific studies. Now, this was put out May 29th of this year. Now, you want a little more answers on cancer and cancer causing link to cell phone? How about a law firm of 9 different attorneys who are completely and utterly devoted to exposing the links between cell phones and cancer? This is why I encourage everyone to get a radiation shield on their phone, which I have as well. But it's called cellphonecancer.com. That is the name of the website. I'm going to throw it up on the screen, but you can see there it goes, it asks the question, what real answers on cell phone cancers? Well, this law firm provides it. It goes on to have different tabs on there where you can see about the law firm, who they are, all that information, but it also has a tab that says, what are the symptoms of, well, some of these cancer causing cell phones? You can see glioma, or basically your tumors. Some of the symptoms include headaches, nausea, increased pressure in the brain, vision problems, changes in behavior and personality. It also goes on to list an optic tumor or optic glioma, and those symptoms include hormonal disturbances, developmental delay, early puberty, vision loss, and cross-eyed. Interesting. I thought it was very cool, that entire report. It even had a phone number that you can call if you were experiencing some of that. But they go on to show the studies from the National Cancer Institute to multiple other studies on that page. So I encourage you guys, that's another one that you can really check out and see if it really has hazards. We'll need a little more information on the causes of cell phones and 5G. Well, check out this report, and this one's on LAtimes.com. Now, this is an earlier one from 2016, but it's titled, Is 5G Technology Dangerous? Early data shows a sign increase of tumors in male rats exposed to cell phone radiation. Or how about this one on Wired, put out March of this year, 5G smartphones cause cancer. But wireless does not want you to know that. Again, sounds familiar and sounds like the tobacco industry. Well, I tried to give you a kind of a summation of what's going on with the 5G, what's going on with the cell phones. Needless to say, make sure you're doing something covering that radiation from your phone. Because of the studies are inconclusive on some, well, we know the reality of it, because this is similar patterns to what they've done in history's past. So take precautions now. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning into my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you want to donate, you can do that on Patreon. I have a Patreon account below as well. And also subscribe to my backup channel, Lisa Haven Vlogs, in the event of who knows what with YouTube. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.